John here with you for the Resident Evil Remake Part 7 walkthrough. As I mentioned before, we're getting pretty deep into this game right now, so we are just entering the mines. The only cutting I did from this video pretty much is just the backtracking going from door to door, and again I will mention when I do that. There are a lot of other hazards in this section, whether it be giant boulders or certain other things to watch out for. The main thing you want to keep in mind so far in this section is you want to have the hexagonal crank with you. If you have both cranks in your inventory and you don't have them examined, it'll be hard to know which one to use. So if you go to examine, you go toward the end of the shape, it'll tell you if it's square or hexagonal. You want the hexagonal with you at all times in this section so you can open up the areas that you need to. As you see right in the center console, pick up the shaft. You're going to need that to activate the power a little later. You're also going to need the cylinder at one point.
Is that you, Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The S.T.A.R.S are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico! Traitor? Who?
I'm sure by now you have an inkling of who that is going to be. And pretty much now, at this point, you can get through the rest of the mines with the hexagonal crank that you have right there. So again, make mention, as soon as you pick this up here from Enrico, you're going to be using that the rest of the way to get through the mines. So what you're going to do now is make your way. You don't have to fight this hunter here. You just want to make your way through because you're not going to be entering the area again. Make your way to the beginning of the mines. Use it right on the hexagonal hole that we saw at the end of part 6, and there you go. As I allude to a couple times, pressing the triangle button there just to try to check the map and see where everything is, because it can get a tad confusing when you're walking around, making sure you need to know where your bearings are in this area. So there's going to be a couple hunters on your way back to the beginning. Dispose of them with the weapon of your choice. Try to take as little damage as possible. Now that you've made your way back to the beginning, you can use the hexagonal crank and the hexagonal hole. Let's see how many times in this video I can use the word hexagonal. I'm just joking with you. Probably keep yourself a red, green, and blue herb, whatever combination it is, to heal poison and get full health. You're going to want to have that here because you're going to be going through a couple of boss fights, and one very shortly. So in your inventory right now, you're going to have the metal object and a Mo disc. It's not stone and metal object yet because you're going to be picking up one of those as well. So do a little bit of inventory management if you need to, because I'm sure you're going to have a couple item spaces and places that are a little wonky, like the empty bottles and other things that you don't need. So you can do that at this point. If you're speed running, you're going to have stuff all over the place, but just keep that in mind. So here's one of those potential hazards that can be right in your way. I always like to unequip the weapons so I can run a little faster. Just try to make it as fast as you can before getting crushed. Especially if you don't save at this point, it can be one of those insta-kills right there that can put your progress back a long, long way. And I will also make another mention of it upcoming in this walkthrough as we get into the final part. I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze all of this into 8 parts and have this be pretty concise, especially now with Share Factory, I'm able to make longer videos and things like that. I should be able to keep this quick and concise as possible, but there is another instant death threat coming very soon. So here's one of them now, Black Tiger, the giant spider that's in your way. So you can use your grenade rounds, you can use your shotgun shells, whatever else. You want to use probably a little bit more of a powerful weapon than I even did, because this thing can move very fast, it's very mobile, and there's other spiders that are there. You probably will get poisoned if you end up getting touched, and there's a couple other spiders on the ceiling. So basically, you know, threat of enemy perception. You know, I got the Black Tiger in front of me, I want to try to take that out first. With the other spiders, I'll work on that a little later. You work at it how you should. Maybe the grenade launcher, if you have it right now, with Jill would be the best bet, because I'm already pretty much on my deathbed here. So if you don't have the knife with you, it is okay. You're going to pick up a survival knife, because there's webbing on the door that you can't get through unless you cut it. So just a little bit to your left right there, as you see, there will be another spider. There will be some webbing, things that you can clear. Make sure you clear this room of all spiders and stuff like that, because you're going to have to probably go back through to heal yourself, because I'm pretty much one more hit and I'm done. So something else to heed is the small spiders that come out after you kill the big ones. If you leave the room and come back in, all of them will be gone. So use the opportunity to heal yourself before you progress forward. All I did there was just open the door after I already healed. You can pick up a couple blue herbs, mix them with some green so you have some poison alleviation and some minor healing if you need to do. And then you're going to have another threat immediately come after you that you can't kill. But that is one of the sub-boss fights in the Black Tiger, and that can do some quick damage to you. So like I said, keep yourself in good health capacity. Keep yourself with more of your powerful weapons at this point, because you're getting pretty far into the game. Just again, try to keep your magnum rounds until the very, very end. Again, this is where you're going to use the hexagonal crank, and once you turn it 3 times, this is the 3rd time here, the boulder will come loose. So again, just go up there a little quickly and get right across, because it's the quickest way you can get out of the way of it, and you can proceed to go in that door once you're ready. There might be some other shotgun shells and things that come through with some of these boulders once they move out of the way, so examine a little bit. You might find some extra shotgun shells and things that you can use for yourself in your inventory, because shotgun shells are very important. So this room requires you to push a statue, then use the crank again to push it out into the middle turnstile. So what you're going to do is, you're not going to see me go through the turnstile all the way through, but you need to hit the turnstile 2 times to turn this statue the same way facing as the other one already is. So once you push enough to use the crank and push it forward, hit the turnstile twice, and then push the same statue all the way into the back as you see here. Not too difficult. You just need to make sure you hit the one split to push it forward, then to be able to hit the turnstile twice, and then push it all the way into the back. Otherwise, it would be another 2 minutes of me pushing the statue, which nobody wants to watch. So now you have the stone ring, or the cylinder, excuse me. So the cylinder and the shaft, you combine those. You could use an easy joke there if you want to. I'm not going to go that route. So 4, 2, 3, 1. That's what you need to remember. So you put that code right back into the center console there where you found the cylinder, and that turns the power on. But if you want to include a Beavis and Butthead style joke, you can. Oh man. Alright. So now that the power is on, you will meet up with someone you've already seen several times.
Jill!
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's only one way to find out.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person. Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
So in this section, very important, I'm going to do a little bit of cutting because you're going to be doing some loops here. Lisa Trevor is in this room. So all you can really do is avoid her. Be mindful, like I am right there. Use the triangle button, check your map. Make sure you know where you are because it can get a little confusing doing the loop rounds. What you're going to want to do is get to the other door first before you even bother with this lever. I'm just showing you here. You don't need to use the lever yet, but get to the next door. Get the healing item, the green and red herb, if you need to as well. It's a good thing to have. Just because if you take a couple hits, you're already going to be in danger territory. So you pretty much want to stay from Lisa Trevor here. So make your way to that door. Again, I had to loop around because she's right on top. And again, showing you there, you only get a limited amount of time to place the item that you're going to need to place. But just get to the initial door, because in order to get to the item that you need to get to, you got to get through this door. So Lisa can't open doors or anything else, but she's in that territory. So keep in mind, before you even push this box, if you climb those white crates that you see behind you, you can climb a couple of them, and up there is some handgun ammo, a battery pack, and some magnum rounds. So make sure, even though I didn't picture right now in this walkthrough, make sure you go up there behind you with those white crates and get those items. So once you push this box all the way to the side, you're going to be able to hit the belt. It's going to transport the box pretty much where you just went, where Barry is there with the elevator, but you'll see the event that happens. So right now we're going to cut back to where that elevator is.
Barry!
So hang a right from that door. You're going to get an item box so you can adjust some other things. And again, you see in the inventory, I got the magnum rounds, the handgun bullets, and the battery pack. So now the crate is down there. You're going to push it. I'm going to cut a little bit toward the end to push this all the way into the garbage compactor. Once you do that, you pick up the broken flamethrower. And then you need to go back to the room once again where Lisa Trevor is at. Hit that switch and make it there in time to place the broken flamethrower on the mantle, which will unlock the door. If you're playing as Chris, you actually do get to use the flamethrower, and you can use that on Black Tiger and some other things like that. So it's kind of cool. You don't get to use that as Jill, but you do get incendiary rounds for the grenade launcher. So inside Lisa Trevor's room, you're going to see some creepy things, some dolls and all that stuff, but you got to keep in mind there's just a little girl gone through a mutation. So there's a lot of other stuff in this family picture and notes that are quite sad. So with the stone ring and the metal object, you can get a stone and metal object. And you will also find out where you can pick up another one because you've traversed the area a few times if you aren't aware of already. So this shortcut here is going to take you back to the cabin where you first met Lisa Trevor. This is where she hangs out right now. So you want to go ahead and combine the metal object and the stone ring so you get the one stone and metal object, and then pick up the other one. So once again, I hate to break it to you, but use this shortcut and make your way back to the mansion. Remember when you had to put this item to get outside? Now you got both. You might be wondering where you use this item next. You need to go to the beginning of where you walked in. Right where you started, in the mansion. There is a spot in the back that you have not checked out, and you might not have even been aware of it. This white hallway down here is where you can insert the two objects. So in this room there's going to be a item box and a save point. You can do that right now. It might be a good time to do that because this fight can kill you. It's not really a fight, but it's a good idea to save. So get yourself situated. Probably pick up the eagle metal and wolf metal because you're going to need those right now. And the anything else you might have. I think it's just the eagle metal and wolf metal, and then you'll be on your way. There's going to be a cutscene upcoming and some other stuff to do. So I will skedaddle here for a minute and we'll be right back.
Jill, you're alive. I was worried because I thought you were...
Start talking.
Calm down. I didn't want to do it. Believe me, I can explain.
Don't lie to me!
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun! Thanks, Jill.
So this fight is not too difficult. You need to push the 4 stones on the end. If you stay close to the end when Lisa jumps, she can knock you off the edge and it can be an instant game over. If you choose not to give the gun back to Barry, you will be probably classifying yourself as a traitor, but he will die. So if you want to have Barry at the end of the game with you, have him keep the gun, and it also helps keep Lisa off you at this point so you can push the stones.
I don't believe that thing's really dead. Leave this place up to me and go on ahead.
Okay.
So now that you've finished this, you have the eagle medal and the wolf medal. You will be able to access the final area in the game, which is the lab. And in the lab, you're going to find out pretty much all of the Umbrella secrets. You'll find out what's going to happen to your missing partner, whether it be Jill or Chris, depending on who you're playing as. And, word of warning and note, if you're playing on the GameCube release here on the 2 discs, you're going to need to change discs here pretty soon, but with the HD remaster. Or if you're playing with, Resident Evil, was it Origins, which has 0 and 1 in the HD remasters for 360, PS3, and PS4, Xbox One, you won't have to worry about it at this point, but back when you needed to switch discs, back in the day, you would have to do it at this point. So when we come back, I'm going to try to finish this Resident Evil walkthrough straight up, so it should be 8 parts. Have a good one, everybody. We're going to finish the game pretty soon and see what happens.